Alright, so this is the next follow-up video. What I'm gonna do is I want to work on the what do you call this thing, start or the pause button, start and pause button, I think, or select and start. So with that being said, yeah, okay, so that's the game controller. I'm gonna select it, right click and hold edge mode. I'm gonna just double tap on that edge, press W, and instead of having it fitting snug to this line area here where this panel would be, I'm gonna just pull it back around like there. So I have this much distance, and there's a reason why. Also because this line was just coincidentally, this line was for the numpads, but I can use this line and I can use this line, right, those two lines to, and also this line to do a inset, and then to carve out this section. So this was just a happy coincidence, and I'm using this distance for this. So double tap again. I'm gonna pull it back a little bit more, this much and this much. So here and here about the same. Then for this one, double tap. Instead of being fitting right here, it's nice and snug, I'm gonna pull it back. Something like that. Yeah. Then this line was the midline. I don't need it anymore. I thought I did, but I don't. So shift, right click and hold, delete edge, bye bye. Now from here, right click on the mesh, choose face mode, components. I'm going to just select that face, press space bar, press 4, making sure nothing else is selected, especially from the back, because it happens all the time. With this selected, I'm going to carve out that section. So I'm going to go shift, right click and hold, extrude face. This pops up. I'm gonna do a offset. It'll make a I don't know what you call it, man, like an inlay or whatever, man. It's just offset, holding control and left click and drag it like there. Bam. If I zoom in, perfect. Over here is pretty much almost perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. So that is the offset. In here, so you could see here, I'm just gonna press W to get rid of this floating panel. Alright, so that's that. I can't just push it in. I mean, I can. Let's see what happens. Right, so I have set the footprint, right, the foundation, kind of like the blueprint drawings. When you look at blueprints for a house or something, you oftentimes see it from the top down. Well, this is exactly the same thing. Goes like this. It's comparable to looking at it from top down. See, top down. That. Shift, right click and hold, extrude face. I probably could work on the thickness, holding control and left click and drag. Yep. Press 4, and this is the line, and looks like the other stuff that I worked on is that line. So I'm just gonna follow that line from thickness down to there. And put in 0.5. Bingo. Alright, so there we go. But in here, there's this bevel, this nice bevel, nice bevel, nice bevel. But I don't have that. So I need to make it, hold on the right mouse button, choose edge mode. Previously I was in face mode. And then here, from what I remember what I did, and that, and that, press 4, make sure nothing else is selected. Sometimes, or oftentimes, the move gizmo gets in my way. It's very annoying. I press Q as in Q-tip, so I can have it set to a pick selection. Basically, I see it as hiding the move tool. Alright, nothing, 5. Alright, so in here, with those selected, shift right click, hold, bevel edge. Nice, look what I have here. This is what it looks like. Break. See, that's what it looks like. Ignore this, that is just this. If I lost the floating panel, I just press T as in Tom, brings it back. Here, segment set it to, I don't know, 3. And then the fraction holding control. Like, shit, they won't even let me go this much. Why is it only letting me go that much? Should be more than that. Set to 4. It doesn't matter. Don't want to do that. 1.1. 1.1 is breaking through this way. If I try to work around this, same as 3. Fraction 1.2. 1.5. Second. Alright, so I have to pause the video for a second. So I'm just doing that. I'm gonna press object mode, select again, press T as in Tom. Alright, so this, what's happening is basically the bevel, which it does this, but when it makes the bevel, it has to make lines that go out, and when it does, if I break one whole number going outside, basically 1 basically means 100%, 1.5 basically means like 150% over. So basically it's basically this. See, that's what that is. crashing through over here. That's what that means. If I look underneath, there it is. See? So with that being said, select the mesh, press T, zoom in. Maybe I'll put, I think 3 might be okay. We could just leave it at 3. 4 is just much smoother. And there. I guess we'll leave it at 4 then. Control Shift S. I'll name this 9. Then vertex mode. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna also grab that. I'll grab that. And that. No, not that. That one. Okay, so that. Press 4. Press Q to hide the controller, making sure I don't grab anything else. I wanted to, uniformly push in. So I'm gonna try to pull on the center cube. Alright, that ain't happening. Undo. Maybe I'll just pull this one. Nope, that ain't happening. Maybe I'll pull this one. And then maybe I'll pull down. Okay. It's not bad. So maybe I'll pull this a bit. Or maybe that. Maybe something like that. Alright, that looks not bad. It looks very, yeah. Huh. So all I did was gently tug on this a bit, gently tug on that a bit. This didn't do jack, this didn't do jack for me. Alright, so right click, object mode, boom, Alt 5. Yep, I don't see any weird stuff going on. Yep, Alt 5. Turn the wireframe unshaded. Press 5. I have my X-ray on. Alright. Control Shift S. See if it's 10 right there. And then this is my test run that I did. Right. So I pushed it back in. I did a duplicate. I extruded out. Right. I'm going to select it. Right click on it. Face mode. Pop open the outliner. I'm gonna just click on that face. Look around. Press 4. Make sure nothing else is selected. Press 5. Then from here, I'm gonna go Shift, right click, and hold. I'm gonna choose duplicate face. Let go. Here, basically what happened is I have my original. It renamed it. Right there it is. I have the duplicate face. It duplicated the face, but as you can see, it is its own entity now, right there. But I'm gonna select both of them. Right click and hold, object mode, Select both of them, and then I'm gonna delete history because that's actually a major modeling function, you could say. So because it left behind this transform node, these little things, it can do some annoying stuff. So I'm gonna go and delete history. Boom, bye bye. Then click outside that. I'm gonna double click in there and name it start panel start. Maybe I'll name it select and start panel. Select and start panel. Enter. Press 4. The move pivot is way down there because anything that gets made, anything that gets made always starts from the 0, 0, 0 axis, which is right there. Even if it's just a piece of little card. So I need to center pivot, which is this. Centers the pivot to the object. This I'm gonna double click and name it controller body. Its pivot point is down here where it had originally started off of as a cube. I'm gonna grab the select and start panel. I'm gonna hide the grid because it's annoying the hell out of me. I'm gonna do I'm gonna right click on that face mode, select the face, shift right click and hold, extrude face. It's black right now because it's just a single card, which now has two faces stacked on top, which is causing this weird stuff. I'm gonna crank on the thickness. That much. Holding control, like that. Oh, way less than that. Press W. Okay. Okay, what the hell did I do? Guess I made a chamfer and then I did a extrude. Right. Okay, so select the face, press 4, making sure nothing else is selected. Shift right click and hold. Was it a chamfer? No. Was it a bevel face? Yeah, bevel face. So I did a bevel face. It did this. But instead, if I do turn chamfer off by just clicking on it, it did that. So before that's was chamfer on, after that is chamfer off. That's how I got this rounding tray like make some subtle adjustments. Press 4. Okay, that's almost perfect. Almost perfect. This fraction set to 0.4. Bingo. 0.4. Yep. Press W, get out of my way. Right click, face mode. Make sure nothing is selected. Make sure nothing moved. Carefully click on that one face. Press 4. Yep. Nothing's wrong.